Hi guys, welcome to the session. Sorry for that. So I wanted to spend some time with you guys. Of course, today the most important event is the World Cup final, and I don't want to intervene with that or interfere in that. But uh, I wanted to spend some time talking about the last week to cat. What are the things you can do? So just waiting for a few people to join in. So maybe those of you who are going to watch this video later, you can just skip the first couple of minutes. So a lot of questions. What are the do's? What are the don'ts during the first week to cat? Last week to cat. What are the things you should be doing? What are the things you should keep in mind? There was a request on the channel about about. Hi, AR. Welcome to the session. About specifically about which chapters I can study at this point of time. If you're starting, hi Om, welcome to the session. Sublimala chain allowed for CAT exam, I really don't know. I think I mean chains and all they don't take out, so that's not an issue. You can take those, you can take that to your center. So anyway, coming back to the things. First things first, I wanted to talk about which chapters you can actually do in this last week. So one thing, the general logic is I'll come to your questions. Let me first finish my point of view, what I want to discuss in this session. So the general logic that one has about CAT preparation is last week में नया कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए, right? But at the same time, in one of my previous lives, which I'd done on my television, in my on my LED screen, तो उसमें I talked about the fact that there are still a few chapters that you could actually pick up and solve or study at this point of time. So there are still few chapters that you can pick up and study at this point of time, which can actually make a difference to you in the exam. So if you're going for 26, normally तो CAT is not a last minute preparation exam. It's not something कि 24 नवंबर को कुछ पढ़ोगे और 25-26 नवंबर को एग्जाम में आ जाएगा. Doesn't work that way. Unlike your college exams में क्या हो जाता है, last week becomes very very critical. मतलब I also know, I have also gone through college कि जब तक लास्ट वीक का पढ़ाई, मतलब सेमेस्टर भर जितना भी पढ़ाई कर लो तुम, या साल भर जितना भी पढ़ाई कर लो, लास्ट वीक में पढ़ाई जो होती है उसी से मार्क्स आते हैं, राइट? कैट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट, राइट? कैट में द लास्ट वीक स्टडीज आर द लीस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट. The main focus of your preparation is during April, May, June, July, August. That time, what you've done is actually going to help you at this stage. But yet, still, if you have somehow mismanaged your time frame, etc., and there are a few chapters which you have not done yet, and there are a few question types which you have not done yet, तो quants में, I mean, the thumb rule that I always tell people is कि if you want to do something new, you have to do something which will pay off in 1 week's time. You cannot do something which which you're going to pick up now. You cannot do something which you will pick up now at this stage, and which will give you payoff in 1 month's time. You want to do something which will give you payoff in 1 week's time. कि आज पढ़ाई किए, 19, 20, 21 नवंबर को पढ़ाई किए, 26 नवंबर को उसका आउटकम आना चाहिए, right? So that is something that you should be focusing on. It cannot be कि 19, 20, 21, 22 नवंबर को पढ़ाई की और 10 दिसंबर को उसका आउटकम आ रहा है. So if you are having anything like that, that kind of work does not work. So if I just go through the chapters, what chapters can actually pay you off? What chapters can actually pay you off in the last week, right? So the first, I mean, let's just go through the list of chapters कि ठीक है, मैंने पढ़ाई नहीं की, कुछ chapters मेरे छूटे हुए हैं, तो कौन से chapters हैं जो मैं अगर 19 से 24 नवंबर के बीच में पढ़ूँ, 19 to 24 नवंबर I study them, तो 26 नवंबर को मेरा आउटकम आ जाएगा. So let's just go through. Number systems, no, you can't. Number systems के एक आध सब parts maybe yes, but उसका आउटकम उतना नहीं है, because suppose तुम रिमाइंडर थ्योरम पढ़ लेते हो अभी और रिमाइंडर थ्योरम में क्वेश्चन ही नहीं आया तो कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है उसका. right? So number systems you should not touch in the last week if you've not done it well. You've not done it till now. Progressions is something you can actually do, because progression में क्या है, arithmetic progressions पे questions आते हैं ज़्यादा, right? Geometric पे नहीं आते हैं, almost non-existent. एक आध मतलब geometric progression में there are 1 or 2 question, 4 or 5 question types which are consistent. And arithmetic progression, if you go through my book also, or people of those of you who have taken our course at Mindworks, I've talked about 7-8 structures of thinking, of thought processes. So वो 7-8 thought process अगर तुम समझ जाते हो in this week also, and you can execute it inside questions, so there's a good chance that maybe arithmetic progression का geometric progression में कोई भी question आएगा तो तुमसे solve हो जाएगा, because that's mostly formula based. But arithmetic progression में कोई question आता है तो maybe not the very difficult ones, but the simpler ones you should be able to answer and solve. The simpler ones you should be able to answer and solve. कि या even moderate level difficulty level वाले questions को तुम solve करके you can try to get those marks. So progression is one chapter that you can do. Now let's move to arithmetic. Arithmetic में कौन से chapters पे तुम काम कर सकते हो अगर तुमने किया नहीं है, और अभी कर सकते हो, और 26 नवंबर का आउटकम मिलना चाहिए. Averages, yes. Percentages, yes. But of course, one thing you remember, I'm giving you the list of chapters which you could study now and hope to get an outcome on 26 November. But at the same time, you cannot do more than 2 or 3 chapters like that. So you'll have to choose which ones you want to do. So averages, yes. Percentages, yes. Percentages are also a chapter if you've not studied and you study it today. You start studying it today, and 3 days के अंदर you can have a outcome ki you can do the normal and the moderate questions, not the very difficult ones. So percentages, yes. Ratio proportion, yes. That's another chapter you could do. Interest is another chapter. मतलब if you study interest through percentage, तो वो एक chapter और है जो तुम कर सकते हो. Interest पे questions आ रहे हैं आजकल काफ़ी. What else? Profit and loss थोड़ा complicated हो जाता है at times. The profit and loss, I don't think you can do in 3 days time. Then what? Time and work. Time and work can be done. Time and work pe we have put out a video yesterday also. You can have a look at that also. Time and work you can do. Time speed distance you can't do in the last week. कि आज पढ़ाई पढ़ते हैं और 26 को एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आएगा, सॉल्व कर लेंगे. This time speed distance is a vast chapter. It takes 15-20 days to fructify. So time speed distance is not a chapter you can do. Now after that, let's go to the next area. Geometry, not something you can hope to do in the last week if you have not done something of it earlier. Mensuration, yes, you can think of doing mensuration, because mensuration पे simple structured questions आते हैं. So mensuration is again something you can study in the last week if you have not done anything of it. So mensuration, there's significant growth there can be significant growth in your ability if you study it for 3 days seriously. Then let's go to the next area. Functions, no. Functions you can't expect to get an outcome in 1 week's time. Equations, I would put it outside scope. Equation again takes around 10 to 15 days to sort out. So equations भी हटा दो. Inequalities भी again function equation नहीं किया हो तो inequalities अकेले नहीं कर सकते हो, तो उसको भी छोड़ सकते हो. लेकिन logs is a chapter because logs is based on rules. There are only 7-8 rules in logs. So logs is an area you can actually work on. So ये हो गया तुम्हारा next part. और next area is modern maths and permutation combination you can work on, and set theory you can work on. Probability, I don't think probability में questions आते नहीं कैट में लास्ट इस साल हो सकता है आ जाए. Don't take my word on that front, but if you not done it, you can just hope that probability फिर question नहीं आएगा. लेकिन permutation combination is a chapter you can, if you study it well and you study it from the right structural resource, the permutation combination is a chapter that can actually give you the outcomes now in a week's time. Right, so that's those are the chapters in quants that you can do. Now the next question is the next question people want to ask me, or what the next thing that I want to talk about is what Shekhar is asking, to tell about maintaining calmness during exam. So one of the things you'll need to do now, one of the things you'll need to do now in this phase of your preparation, and this is very important for all of you, and that is that you should at this stage you have to do something which I call as result dissociation. Dissociate yourself from the result, right? So what happens is, one of the things that happens, why you lose calmness and why you this thing, I mean, if you look at I thought Rohit Sharma's interview, pre-press conference, pre-match press conference before the World Cup final was brilliant, and this is exactly what you need to do. He talked about the fact that we believe in our processes, we believe in our preparation, we believe in executing our skills inside the pressure situations, and we don't bother too much about the outcomes. There's a possibility we'll win the World Cup. There's a possibility we'll not win the World Cup. So if you start thinking when you're hitting a shot, when you're throwing the ball, and when you're bowling, or when you're taking a catch which is high in the air, and you start thinking that ये ड्रॉप किया या ये शॉट नहीं मार पाया तो वर्ल्ड कप हम लोग हार जाएंगे. If you start associating your execution of skills with the outcomes, what happens is the outcomes will weigh so much on your brain and your mind that you will not be able to execute the skills you have built. So one of my key advices for you is to do what I call as result dissociation. What do I mean by result dissociation? Result dissociation means that accept the fact that you can get a great result in CAT. Also accept the fact equally that you might not get a great result in the CAT. And when you go into the exam, you have to have a strategy. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do in the section, etc. But the joy or the sadness associated with a positive outcome or a negative outcome, that has to get removed. You don't want to be thinking that मैं इस question को ठीक से नहीं कर पाऊँ तो मेरा CAT में क्या होगा, मेरे life में क्या होगा, etc. That the moment you start thinking those things, what happens is you start getting your reactions and your processes start getting hindered. So what I tell people is that you have already tried, you have already prepared for something, right? And you have worked hard towards it. So inside the exam, you want the skills to be executed properly. You don't want the pressure to impede your skills, your execution of skills. So if you start thinking too much कि मेरे को इतना score करना ही है, you don't start doing that. You react. The ball is coming to you. You react. You have to trust the process that has built you, or that has taken you to the World Cup final, and you have to do the same thing there inside the exam. So exactly like the Indian cricket team has been thinking, they are looking at it as just another match, and they are talking about the fact that ठीक है, it's a big occasion. You cannot deny that it's a big occasion, but it's about execution of skills. Who execute skills? So exactly that is what you have to focus on. So what I see a lot of students doing inside the exam is that they allow the pressure of the result, of a positive result or a negative result, to impede their execution of skills. Now, if I've practiced, let's say I've practiced 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 questions in quants, 5,000 क्वेश्चन मैंने प्रैक्टिस किया क्वांट्स में, और ड्यूरिंग द एग्जाम मैं उस प्रैक्टिस को प्ले आउट होने नहीं दे रहा हूँ, तो वो स्टुपिडिटी हो गई ना. आई एम नॉट अलाउइंग दैट प्रैक्टिस टू प्ले आउट. What I'm doing inside the exam is, I'm not in the same state of mind as I was when I was preparing. So my practice sessions and my solving sessions in the exam are different mentally. So it's not the practice me, it's not the trained me. My training is not the trained me is not available in the exam. So if that's happening, my score will impede, obviously, right? So and you'll start missing out, like तुम लोग के साथ हो रहा होगा, बहुत लोगों के साथ, कि क्वेश्चन सामने आया, तुमको आता था वो क्वेश्चन, लेकिन एग्जाम में नहीं याद आया उसको, you were not able to react to that, and it happens to the best of people. So the most important thing you need to communicate to yourself now in the last week is why. Listen to this very carefully. Why the CAT is not important for you, for your life. Why the CAT is not important for your life. This is very contradictory to what you are thinking right now. And the moment you start doing that dissociation of the outcome, ठीक है cat, I'll give my best performance, I'm proud of the way I performed, I worked, and my happiness or my outcomes in life, it's not, I mean, you think about it this way. I often ask this to my students, of my students and people who care to listen to me, and hence I want to talk to you guys also about it. You have a career vision, right? Each one of you has a career vision by the age of 45 or 40, 45, 50, where you want to be in life, right? Each one of you has that. कि 40, 45, 50 के एज में मेरे को कहाँ रहना है? Yes, no, right? Now imagine कैट तुम्हारा बहुत अच्छा होता है and you get to the B school you want. ठीक है, so वो आउटकम निकल जाएगा लाइफ में कि नहीं? It'll make it, obviously that outcome will be easier to get, I guess. But imagine the opposite scenario कि कैट तुम्हारा अच्छा नहीं होता है. ठीक है, you don't do well inside the cat. So does that mean that you will give up on that outcome at the age of 45? Cat तुम्हारा अच्छा नहीं हुआ and you underperformed in the cat and you did not get what you were looking for. Does it mean that you will give up on the outcome that you have defined for yourself at the age of 45? No, no. What do you think? So how much is going? It's definitely going to affect your next couple of years. I'm not denying the fact. Your ability to do well in the exam and the ability to master the paper on the D-Day is going to make a big difference to your life. Definitely in the next 1 year, maybe couple of years, it's going to make a difference to you. But is it going to make a difference in a 20-year framework? Are you going to allow it to? Are you not going to have more opportunities to get back to that level? Right? So you're always going to have that opportunity. So always remember that factor. Always remember that factor, that you're going to have that opportunity to get back. You're going to have many opportunities, many more opportunities to get there. Right? Just give me a second. Right. So what as I was saying, you'll get many more opportunities to get to that to create that outcome. It's just like, I mean, this is exactly how you have to think, and that's exactly how I would advise the Indian cricket team. And I don't think they need my advice. They're thinking exactly the same thing because they're in the right psychological hands. It's a big occasion. But if we don't win this World Cup, it's fine. There's a chance that we're not going to win the World Cup because there's a team, दूसरी team गिल्ली डंडा खेलने तो नहीं आई है ना. वो भी तो क्रिकेट खेलते हैं and they are good players. So if one of them outperforms and beats us, it's fine, good. But it should not be because I didn't do my job, right? So just focus on that factor, right? So this is something that I want to talk about. ठीक है. Other question themes are set selection. Set selection में I think सेट सिलेक्शन देखो 4 सेट का पेपर होने वाला है DILR का, है ना. तो एक थंब रूल बता देता हूँ मैं तुम लोग को. एक थंब रूल बताता हूँ बिकॉज there's a lot of panic with respect to the sets you are solving and that you have. तो एक थंब रूल बता देता हूँ मैं तुम लोग को कि जब तुम सॉल्व करते हो कोई, सपोज यू आर सॉल्विंग अ क्वांट्स एंड रिमेंबर दिस थंब रूल फॉर सिलेक्शन इवन फॉर RCs. Let's say you're solving a quants question, और वो क्वेश्चन ट्राई किया सॉल्व करने का. इट्स नॉट समथिंग देख के छोड़ दिया, यू स्टार्ट ट्राइंग टू सॉल्व इट. तो देयर इज अ टाइम फ्रेम till which point you have the option of leaving a question. So तुमने एक quants question start किया and let's say you thought through the question and at 45 seconds, 1 minute you realize that this question is quite tough and I want to quit the question. So अगर 1 मिनट में तुम क्वेश्चन क्विट कर जाते हो क्वांट्स का, तो तुम एक्चुअली टाइम पे आगे जा रहे हो बिकॉज यू हैव रियलाइज दैट दिस इज वन क्वेश्चन आई शुड नॉट बी सॉल्विंग. So you now know that out of 22 questions, for that 1 minute that you gave away, you have the information that this is the question I should not be solving. So you're now solving out of 21 questions which are more selected, right? And for that you lost 1 minute. So you've gone ahead in time, not behind time, right? But if you, in the same question, if you spend 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 1 minute 45 seconds, 3 minutes before you left the question, then you're going behind time. Because for the information that this question should not be solved, if you trade that information for 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, then it's not worth it, right? It's not, you've gone behind time. Like, I'll give you a basic thumb rule. I mean, let's think about it another way. There are 22 questions in the quants section. अगर तुमको कोई बता दे कि ये 5 questions solve नहीं करना है, because these are tougher. Somebody tells you that these 5 questions you don't have to solve because these are tougher. So, and hence you know that I have to avoid these 5 questions, and hence you know that these 17 questions are the questions I have to do. For those 5 questions, if for that information of those 5 questions, somebody tells you, okay, I'll take away 5 minutes from your paper. I'm not going to give you those 17 questions, but only 35 minutes. You would have gone ahead of time because you now know that I have to solve these 17 questions, right? Right? So this is the premise. So in a DILR question, because a set is 5 questions, 6 के भी होते हैं, 4 के भी होते हैं, तो वो देख लेना. The general thumb rule in a DILR question is that if it's a 5 question set, you can quit the set at the till the 5th minute point. So if you get to know by the end of the 5th minute that this is the one set I should not be solving. अगर तुम past patterns देखो CAT का, 1 super tough set, 2 normal to tough sets, and 1 normally easy set. This is the pattern, or this is the structure. A different structure is 1 super tough set and 3 normal to tough sets. That's the second structure. So my concern, if I'm entering that exam, of course the concern preparation wise should have been कि super tough को भी solve कर सकता हूँ मैं 12 minute में. But my concern when I'm entering that exam should be that, okay, I want to avoid that super tough bomb, right? So if I can identify that in a 5-minute framework, so I start solving, and at the 5-minute point I realize that this is super tough. बाकी भी tough रहेंगे, please remember that. You're not going to have, don't expect any cakewalks in this thing. So multiple possibility structures, multiple situations. But are you broadly able to handle the clues given in the set? Are you able to understand the clues given in the set and able to react to them? These are the things that you want to check, right? So by the 5th minute, if you take a decision कि ये वाला, this is that super tough set, and hence I am not doing it, right? But stay in the moment, stay grounded. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि नॉर्मल वाले सेट को तुम सुपर टफ मान के छोड़ दे रहे हो, बिकॉज यू कांट कीप रनिंग फ्रॉम वन. एक सेट से तुम छोड़ के दूसरे सेट पे जा सकते हो, दूसरे सेट से छोड़ के तीसरे सेट पे जाना पहला सेट छोड़ने के बाद इज़ नॉट समथिंग विच इज़ एडवाइजेबल. सो अगर तुम्हारा पहला सेट सुपर टफ निकल गया, यू फाइंड आउट दैट्स द सुपर टफ सेट, तुमने जैवलिन थ्रो वाले उठा लिया, तो rather than allowing it to hurt you for 15 minutes, exit the set in 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. 4 से 5 मिनट के द जनरल थंब रूल इज 4 से 5 मिनट में अगर किसी सेट को एग्जिट करते हो तो यू आर इन गुड शेप, यू आर इन अ गुड पॉइंट, राइट? So this is what I wanted to talk about. So this is the broad do's and don'ts on this, and I will do these lives regularly with you guys. So, and we'll do it on themes. Otherwise, if I start answering all questions, so the video becomes a hodgepodge. So we'll do it on specific themes. So I would love to see those themes coming. What themes you want me to do the lives on? Please do suggest in the chats or in the on the comments on the video, and I would love to come back live and do theme wise this thing. Low mock score, again low mock score, I mean ठीक है, is it an ability issue or a performance issue? So performance issue अगर है low mock score का, performance issue के कारण low mock score है, तो the solution is simple. Dissociate your your or remove your result expectation. As I was telling you earlier in the video, when you start thinking too much about कि ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं होगा तो मेरे लाइफ में क्या होगा, अगर वो इक्वेशन तुम करना शुरू कर देते हो, ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं होगा तो मेरे मेरे नेबर क्या बोलेगा, मेरे अंकल आंटी क्या बोलेंगे, मेरे फादर मदर क्या बोलेंगे, मेरा कुत्ता क्या बोलेगा. When you start thinking that way, then it becomes an issue, right? So you don't want that. Such a sudden fluctuation of marks is again because of attempts in correct ratios. There's no rocket science about why marks fluctuate. It's either because of attempts going down. Your score can go down only because of two reasons: your attempts have gone down, or your correct ratio has gone down. So get back to executing your skills. So the most important part is the execution of skills. Uh, yeah, we will do. I'll do chats on cats at that in 30 days, etc. After the cat, of course. ठीक है. चलो तो what should be the mindset while in computer and staring at the computer for half an hour? I think that's the most boring time of my life ever, and I've been consigned to going through it ever since 2008. 2008 के बाद I've given the cat 10 times, 10, 11 times from 2008 to 2023, 22. This year I'm taking the exam, but वो आधा घंटा is the most boring time. If you find something क्या करना चाहिए, please let me know. ठीक है, उतना बोरिंग कोई और टाइम होता नहीं है. चलो तो I'll wind up then, and I'll see you soon on this thing, and I'll keep a 20-25 minute time frame because जब लोग आ जाते हैं तो मन तो करता ही बात करने का, लेकिन at the same time वो वीडियो का वैल्यू घट जाता है लंबे वीडियो का. एंड सेकंड इज नेक्स्ट टाइम मेरे को करने का मन नहीं करता है बिकॉज I need to find in 45 minutes to do the session. So I'll keep 20-25 minutes this thing. ठीक है, तो I'll try to come live tomorrow for something, and do press the bell icon and do follow the channel if you have not done that, so that you get to know when I'm live. Thank you so much. Bye bye everybody. See you.